FIFA implements revolutionary changes. Traditional penalty shootouts will be no more. Jurgen Klopp returns. Official: Barcelona signs new star, and Newcastle are idiots. All of this and more in today's episode. FIFA and IFAB are preparing a revolutionary change to the rules of penalty kicks. After a goalkeeper's save, play will immediately stop, and follow-ups will be forbidden. As reported by Bild, this means that the player will have only one attempt if the ball does not go into the goal. A goal kick is immediately awarded, regardless of where it bounced. It is not yet specified how situations where the ball hits the post or crossbar without the goalkeeper touching it will be interpreted. The innovations could come into force after the 2026 World Cup, and this could significantly change the dynamic of penalties, reducing chaos in the penalty area and making the moment more clean and decisive. This will also affect the tactics of teams that often play for follow-ups. Friends, honestly, for now, I perceive this innovation quite negatively, but we'll see how it goes. And what do you think? Is such a radical change in the rules of football necessary? Former Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp could soon make a sensational return to coaching, and this is a direct challenge from Saudi Arabia. It all started when Al-Ittihad fired Laurent Blanc after a 0-2 defeat, and now the club is looking for a world-class coach. Although Klopp is currently working as a consultant for the Red Bull structure and stated that he does not plan to return, Al-Ittihad knows how to persuade. According to sources close to the club, they are ready to offer a contract worth 60 to 70 million euros for 2 seasons. This is a financial lever that simply cannot be ignored, and it is probably the only factor capable of moving Klopp. Al-Ittihad's shortlist also includes specialists such as Xavi, Unai Emery, Luciano Spalletti, and Sergio Conceição, but Klopp is the loudest target. What do you think? Should he interrupt his break for such an amount? Officially, William Saliba continues his career at Arsenal. The club announced a new contract with the French defender, which will now be valid until the summer 2030. Saliba joined the Gunners back in 2019, but spent several seasons on loan, gaining experience. Since the 2022-23 campaign, he has become a key element of Mikel Arteta's defense. This season, William has been left out of the starting lineup several times, and his position was temporarily taken by Christian Mosquera. A contract until 2030 is not only a vote of confidence but also a clear signal to Real Madrid, who are actively interested in Saliba. Now it will be much more difficult to sign the Frenchman. Saliba has already played 140 matches, scored 7 goals, and provided 3 assists for Arsenal in all competitions. The Londoners are betting on stability and long-term team building, and Saliba plays a central role in this scheme. Continuing the topic of Arsenal, Kepa Arrizabalaga, who only joined the Gunners from Chelsea this summer for £5 million sterling, could leave the club as early as January. The situation has escalated so much that his potential move has become one of the most unexpected scenarios of winter. The reason was unexpected interest from Como, led by legend Cesc Fabregas. The Spanish specialist, who was Kepa's teammate at Chelsea, is actively building his project in the Italian Serie A and wants to make Arrizabalaga the undisputed number 1. Como's arguments are simple. Arsenal bought Kepa as a backup for David Raya, but the goalkeeper is not satisfied with his playing time, as he has only played 1 match. Como is ready to offer him number 1 status, as well as financial terms that could surpass his current package. Kepa joined the Gunners with great ambitions until 2028, but since he practically doesn't play, Fabregas' offer becomes extremely attractive. Although the transfer is only possible with Arsenal's consent and payment of compensation, if the Londoners do not guarantee him playing time, a January exit looks increasingly realistic. What do you think? Should Kepa leave the bench at Arsenal for the status of number 1 in Italy? Dusan Vlahovic could leave Juventus as a free agent at the end of the season, despite a current contract, until summer 2026. This is reported by insider Nico Shearer. According to Christian Falk, Bayern is actively collecting data on the Serbian forward. In Munich, 2 scenarios are being considered. Vlahovic as Harry Kane's successor, if the Englishman decides to change clubs, or as an attacking partner, creating a new striking partnership. Vlahovic is 25. He already has experience playing at the top level, but his situation in Turin remains unstable. The club does not guarantee him untouchable status, and the player himself does not rule out leaving without transfer compensation if there is no progress in negotiations. This could become one of the loudest transfer cases of summer 2026, a top striker at his peak, for free, with interest from giants. Bayern is just the first in line. Bayern legend Karl-Heinz Rummenigge publicly criticized the English Premier League for unreasonably inflating transfer prices. His words caused a real resonance, as they concern a specific, recent transfer. Rummenigge confirmed that Bayern tried to buy forward Nick Woltemade from Stuttgart in the summer. However, the Munich side was not satisfied with the amount, and the player eventually moved to Newcastle for 75 million euros. Commenting on this deal, Rummenigge did not hold back his emotions. Gradually, we are reaching transfer sums that no longer seem acceptable to me, and we should not fulfill all these demands. Congratulations to Stuttgart for finding an idiot willing to pay such money for Woltemade, he stated, directly hinting at Newcastle. Currently, the 23-year-old forward has played 5 matches for Newcastle, in which he scored 2 goals. These numbers only reinforce Rummenigge's question about the adequacy of the transfer amount. What do you think? Is he right to call the prices in the APL crazy? I think everyone remembers the summer transfer drama surrounding Nico Williams and Barcelona. It seemed that the Catalans were about to sign the Athletic winger, but the club's sporting director Deco set the record straight. Athletic are not an example, not at all. We set the club's conditions. No player is going to dictate terms to us, Deco stated in an interview with Mundo Deportivo. He also refuted the very fact of interest in Nico. We never chased Nico Williams. It was his agent who approached us multiple times, not us going after him. He wasn't even exactly the profile we were looking for. This is not just a refusal, it's a demonstration of Barca's principled position. The club itself dictates the terms and does not adapt to players or agents. And although Nico Williams was in the spotlight of the media, in reality, his candidacy did not even match the profile the club was looking for. Barcelona officially extended the contract with midfielder Marc Bernal. The agreement is valid until 2029, and the release clause is 500 million euros, Mundo Deportivo reports. Bernal is one of La Masia's most promising graduates, who debuted in the 2024-25 season, but almost immediately suffered a severe injury, a torn anterior cruciate ligament of the left knee. Recovery lasted 383 days. The return took place on September 14th in a match against Valencia, where Marc not only entered the field but also made a productive contribution. In the current 2025-26 season, he has already played in 2 matches. This contract is not just a formality, but a vote of confidence from a club that sees Bernal as a player of the future. And a 500 million euro release clause is a clear signal to potential contenders. The Catalans have no intention of losing their talent. At the same time, Barcelona is actively looking for a star replacement for Lewandowski, and 2 top forwards are in the spotlight: Erling Haaland from Manchester City and Julian Álvarez from Atletico. According to El Nacional, Manchester City is ready to start negotiations for Erling Haaland, but only if the Catalans pay at least 250 million euros. This is a starting price that makes the transfer almost fantastic, given Barca's financial constraints. Also, as reported by Sport, Julian Álvarez is Blaugrana's priority target for the summer. The Argentinian currently plays for Atletico, where he has become a clear leader of the team, key in attack building, stable in finishing chances, and has irreplaceable status. Álvarez has a contract until 2030, and his release clause is 500 million euros. However, sources claim that Atletico is ready to consider offers in the range of 120 to 150 million euros if the player insists on a move. Álvarez himself, according to Catalan journalists, would like to move to Barcelona, and this could be a decisive factor in negotiations. Summer 2026 promises transfer drama. Barca is preparing for the post-Lewandowski era and wants to start it with a big name. João Neves is one of Manchester City's main transfer priorities, Football Insider reports. However, Paris Saint-Germain does not plan to hold any negotiations regarding the Portuguese talent. The French giant expects to reject any inquiries, as it sees Neves as a long-term project and has no intention of weakening the midfield. Neves, who was previously linked with United and Barcelona, is now in the spotlight of the reigning English champion, but PSG is determined: no concessions, no exceptions. That's it for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Keep watching for more football action, and have a wonderful day.